Ouch. All right. 3 of Swords. Heartbreak. What I would ask you for this is, what is it that... Interesting. You guys, why is the Sun card reversed? None of the other cards are reversed, but the card that happens to come on top, I thought I had flipped the deck upside down, but I didn't. The deck is upright. This is, you guys, 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 3, 13. That's death. Why is the Sun card reversed? Why is it? I don't know. I don't remember the last time I used this deck why I would have done that. So obviously I did it, but still I don't understand. Back to this. Hold on, pause though, Grace. The Sun, 1 plus 9 is 10. Underneath is the Wheel of Fortune. And the same strings that had been kind of holding the heartbreak together are now being used to, I don't even know. I mean, this is nuts, but I'm pretty sure that's that same red yarn, same red string, and it's now being used to hold together the core of this manifestation. And that's the Sun, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Something coming through, bursting through in this circular. Okay, Grace. What are we missing before I interpret this? What are we missing? 5 of Wands. This is, again, now, look at this. 1 plus 9, 10 plus 5, Devil, 15 energy. You could break it down to 6, Lovers. You could also add this, say, 18. So we see the Moon. We could also say the Hermit. Think about those energies that we just talked about. We are talking about deep change, death and rebirth. We are talking about growth versus regret. There's a lot coming through here. What this tells me, though, because think about the Sun card, usually has a child on it. Think about the 5 of Wands, usually has the children fighting. Both of these are leading me to believe, especially with the ego energy that comes through, that we're talking about a divine masculine who has been trying their darndest to avoid the unraveling, not knowing that have you ever seen the meme where somebody's holding on to a rope and they're pulling and their hand is starting to kind of get raw from holding on, and it says sometimes the best thing you can do is let go. And then the hand kind of, it doesn't hurt as bad. You can see it kind of fades a little bit. And so it's like divine masculine. You are holding on to your heartache and your heartbreak. The worst thing you're going to feel is the unraveling. But to see the unraveling of the swords, especially the swords that have accumulated over the last few years where they've really tried to hold on tight, I think what this tells us is this could be a great opportunity for healing their inner child. This could be something that finally helps them tame their ego, fight the devil energy, which is very interesting that it already comes up early. I put trial by fire, but what I really heard is hell. So I said trial by fire because I'm like, okay, that's not very nice. But I think the divine masculine, the hell that they are going to experience, and it's funny because I'm really talking, think about it. If I'm saying from now, between now and April 8th, guess what the bulk of that's going to be? March. March equals heartache. If February is for lovers, March is going to be for the heartbroken, because divine masculines really are going to come to terms, I think, en masse with what's really been going on, and how deep down, when they just can't let it go and have to admit it, all they've ever wanted was that love they craved and saw when they were young. What's the easy part that they're going to make difficult? Some of you are going to chuckle when I say that, but unfortunately we also have to be serious, right? What is going to be the easy part that they make difficult? Daughter of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Humble yourself. 10 of Wands. Is daughter, because princess is knight, right? Isn't like princess and then prince and then mother? I don't think it could be anything else. Could it be queen? Where's the book? Do I have the book for this? So somebody told me the other day that they have trouble with this deck because there was a card. I think I had said 6 of Wands, but it was actually 6 of Swords because it looked like it. And then somebody commented and they said, hey, I have trouble with that deck too, especially that card, so make sure you check it. So you know what? Normally I wouldn't. I would just go with what I saw. but let's look and see. So father, mother's queen, son is knight. Yeah, daughter's page. Okay, good. All right. Daughter of Pentacles. Well, dang, now that I've pulled the book out, the hard part that they're going to make difficult, and now we even have, like, again, 13, 13, 11 here. We see the rainbow. We see the doe, right? Let's find Daughter of Pentacles. How are you going to act? You usually find the Daughter of Pentacles behind the scenes rather than out in the spotlight. Though quite shy, she's extremely hardworking and responsible. She handles details and logistics well. People depend on her. She has vast amounts of inner strength. Like all of the Pentacles family, the daughter thrives when in nature. So divine masculine, this sounds like somebody who's going to lock themselves up inside. Like, I feel like it's going to be the exact opposite of this. You see responsible, kind, supportive. They're going to go out of their way to, to avoid accountability, to be, I think, even nasty or scathing, which will most likely be, think about it. When you have you ever seen a wounded animal and you try to go save them and it takes you a little while to get them to trust you? And usually it's not that they trust you. They're finally just so tired and weak. Like, they just give in and they hope you're not going to hurt them. Some of you know what I'm saying. That's what this is. This is not somebody who's being, oh yeah, this is not the ego again that everybody thinks ego is. It is, I think, lashing out in fear, biting because they're hurt, which tells you, if you don't like that, not to say you like it, if you think that kind of stuff is inexcusable, stay away from them this month. But if you're going to be around them, or you're like, Grace, I'm kind of used to it, just be prepared and be soft. They don't need a hard hand or a hard head right now. They need a soft bosom and a hug, if I'm being honest, okay? Some of my male divine feminines, my bosom? Yes, your bosom, my dear. All right. I really feel it. I told you when I saw it. They're going to have trouble being humbling themselves. And I just feel, yeah, they're going to go out of their way to prove themselves right, but also wrong at the same time. And this Ten of Wands energy says they're going to work themselves into a frizzy, into a tizzy, just being ridiculous. So what are we missing? Oh, how weird. The Queen comes up. And the Magician, pause. Now, the Magician, I didn't know what this was, but my eye was immediately drawn to the Pentacle. But so now we see the Magician, which this is very interesting. Because you see the Mother of Pentacles has the daughter or son. Somebody's with this mother. But then we see the Magician. And I see this kind of sun-like energy. If you remember, we saw the Sun card. I see the swords. And all I'm thinking is, pause. So I think we're getting a little bit of an explanation here. What we don't know, because, oh wow, matter of fact, Pentacles, Wands, Swords, it's all here except the love, yeah? What we need to understand is that the divine masculine, it needs to be revealed to them that you can be strong. You don't have to feel like, in order to be spiritual or to be a good person, that you have to act like a lamb or like a deer or like a doe all the time and be, innocent and soft and sweet. Like, there is a strength in spiritual power, and I don't think they see that. And I think that's why being humble is going to be so hard for them. So what we are missing about this is not what their end, how do I put this? This is not their final form, okay? This is probably more like, I would say, our final form, because I don't know if you've ever been near a wild deer, but don't let it hit you or kick you. So don't think that this is even weak either. But I think this is saying, look, you need to embrace your inner feminine, the small feminine yin part, or yang, whatever you want to say, the little circle for the divine masculine. You have to embrace that part of you. That's the part of you that is going to help you open this up, take all the knots out, untwist it. Then you can look forward and you can be strong. But it's very interesting to me that you can't be strong until your divine feminine comes around. Why? Have you ever seen animals that would normally be predators or enemies grow up together and they're friends? So Have you ever heard of something where maybe there's a sanctuary and maybe there's a jaguar? Is this a cheetah? I don't know. I'm American. That's rude because some Americans are going to be like, I have a wonderful education. And the deer, and they grow up together from being babies. They were both brought in as rescues. And then they like run around together, and maybe the cheetah thinks it's a deer and the deer thinks it's a cheetah. And it's like, oh my gosh, how crazy, right? So is it a leopard? So, so I'm thinking this is very interesting because I think what this says is divine masculine needs to come in humble and even kind of small and kind of, I don't want to say weakened because that's how they're going to feel, but it's not really true. Even us at our weakest is not really weak. You know what I mean? Us on our bad day is still probably usually like 10 times better than the average person gives when it comes to just putting in that work, you know? So what I'm telling you is the divine masculine cannot be given their cat-like reflexes and powers until they've been around the deer and they grow up and they see that person as a friend and not a meal. So there's something about this that says the divine masculine needs to enter this state to understand it and maybe even come into reunion so that they can then grow into their powerful self and not feel like they're supposed to dominate you, okay? Because that's, I think, the level of power they're going to have. So a lot of information coming through about how that was kind of what this deck was supposed to be for. I knew we needed to look at kind of the canvas of this beautiful picture, like, hey, as painful as it is, it's like looking at art and it just draws something out of you. I went to the Dolly Museum when they had some of his sketches and a few of his pieces that had not really been seen very often by people. And you guys, like, I actually cried at art for the first time. Like, I love Dolly since I was a kid, but I don't know. I just always looked at it. I was like, oh, how cool. But it was like brought out of me. And there's something that I feel like this image is meant to bring out. But what I think is beautiful is that we can see the divine movement and the purpose in it and how it's going to affect the divine masculine, even if it's not so good. So as nice as what I'm saying might sound, again, we need to remember this is their hell. Their hell is facing their heartache head on. The hardest thing for them to do is going to be humble. This is the easiest thing actually, but they're going to make it hard. You're making it hard. Okay. What are they going to run from farther and try to get away from it? Have you guys ever heard me say, if you try to run from reunion and try to run from your DM and because you think maybe, that you can't, or that you want to walk away and you think like, well, I shouldn't walk away. I tell people all the time, don't be afraid to just be done. Because guess what? If that is your person and you're supposed to be together, you could go climb Mount Shasta. I usually say Mount Everest, but you could go climb Mount whatever. And guess who's going to be up there at the top? I know that might sound crazy, but honey, I tried to run from Mr. Lightwork. I was the runner. Me. Just want to make that clear to y'all. So when I tell you, you can't escape it. Well, what you have to understand here is that the divine masculine, they're going through something that they cannot escape. They're hitting that moment. And if you don't want to be around this, you don't have to. But if you're going to meet them up there, if you're going to see your divine masculine hit that peak, you have to be prepared for the ugly parts of it. Some of you have seen New Girl and you remember when Cece had to roll down Mount Shasta to come see Schmidt. Some of y'all remember. She was like, I didn't break any bones, so I'm okay. But to come find her person, to come be together, she had to experience what it's like to climb that mountain. And this is not going to be easy for them. All right, hold on, Grace. You're getting all over. You're all over. Sorry, y'all. I feel like there's just so much going through. I don't even know. Did I actually make my point there? See, there's so much. There's too much. What was this supposed to be? The running. What are they going to run from? It doesn't matter if they run. They could go run to the top of Mount Shasta or Mount Everest, and guess what? You're going to be there too. And it is not going to be because you stalked them or something. No, it's going to be because you were like, you know what? I just need to go out and be in nature today. So I'm just going to go climb Mount Shasta. I don't know. I just feel like I should do it. My DM doesn't even climb mountains. This is so silly. And you're going to go up there and they're going to be up there. That's the kind of thing that I see so frequently, especially with our most stubborn, ridiculous divine masculine. So what are they running from? What are they going to try to go to the peaks and the depths to escape? Because this is going to tell us what they're really, afraid of. See, I wouldn't have taken this because I wasn't going to take two, right? But two came out. This is the card. This is the card, y'all. I thought this was the Six of Wands, just like moving quickly. But she pointed out, look at it, Grace. Like, look at those. Now, for that reading, it was actually necessary. But what I find very interesting is we just saw what? The 10 of Wands. Now we see what? The 10 of Swords. And this is extremely graphic, actually. It's kind of sad. But think about that, stubborn as an ox. This is 16. This is the Tower. You want to know what their life is going to look like? You're trying to understand the hell they're going to face? They're going to have rain coming down, and only the light is only beyond them, somewhere over the rainbow. And they're going to be stuck. Now, see, we've got the energy coming this way too. They're going to be swept away, and only just out of their reach is the rainbow again. And in that rainbow, there's their skittle, right? There's the pot, or what is in their pot of gold. And I think what this is telling us is that the divine masculine is going to spend a lot of time dealing with the truth of what they've done, and how, as much as they tried to run and escape, and that's crazy, because I'm just realizing you're still doing it. You know what that tells me? Everywhere they run, it's gonna catch them over and over and over. Now, the Six of Swords is, interestingly enough, I always kind of split those two sets of three. I tell people 3 of these are the divine feminines, 3 of these are the divine masculines. But what I think is being said here, again, I wouldn't have taken 2 cards if they'd come out like this. I would have kept shuffling, but they came out like this together to say, no, 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 no. First of all, this is supposed to represent the Tower, the 16 energy. But it's also supposed to represent the 7, the perfection of the plan. Remember what the rainbow is meant to represent in, at least in my religion. So when I look at this and I see this come out together, I think this is saying it's not that we have to deal with our heartache and our pain. Hell, we might experience some of the latent energies or kind of a mirror of it or something, but a lot of us have worked through so much stuff that this shouldn't be that big of a deal for us, right? We've been sitting in this. We know what this feels like. I think this is a representation of them having to deal with our pain and their pain. They are going to have hell raining down on them, most likely through the realization of our pain. And I want to tell you, there are some things that I can't talk to you guys about sometimes, mainly because I'm a person on the internet and all this is public. You know what I mean? I can't just put everything out there. And I'm pretty open as it is, right? We get complaints all the time that we share too much personal stuff about our relationship on a relationship helping channel. Like I try, but there's stuff I can't. There's stuff that it's like I'm not allowed, whether it's because it's personal to a client or even it's personal to us, or the download being put out in the universe, it would get destroyed. So I have to hold it. There are things I can't tell you, but if you'll listen to me and let me tell you this. I saw a fireball directly over my neighborhood at 11:11 on February 14th. It was massive. In fact, I drew it. It's going to be a little bit confusing. Don't look at this line. There's this line, came all the way down, and then it had like a tail kind of in front of it, actually. I think the tail was either green or the tail was white, and then the ball itself was either green or white. I can't remember which one was green or white because I was just in awe. I mean, it took like 10 seconds. There was this string, almost like a firefly in an image, or if you move an image and it like blurs the light, it just stayed in the sky as this thing just fireball, explosion, red. I can't tell you everything, but what I can tell you is it's about to go down. It's about to go down, okay? And you must stay centered. You must stand firm. Queen of Pentacles, Empress, all the queens, all the good, all of it, all of it. Because, honey, the divine masculine, there's so much that is going to be washed away. And you don't want to get caught up and be a part of anything that might confuse them. Oh, now we've got a queen. It's the Queen of Cups. Finally. We hadn't had cups. We had all this rain. We had the rainbows, but no cups. There's even rain in the 3 of Swords, but no cups finally. And it's funny because I was sitting here talking about you better be strong, da 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 da. I love that they put a goose. Do you know how freaking aggressive? You know, with they babies. So okay. What? Wait, or is it a swan? I don't know if it's a swan or a goose, but if it's a swan, don't they mate for life? Is that a myth? So this is very interesting. I wonder what this posture is even. She's looking. And I think she's even in the rain. But her rain seems to be magical. If I'm not mistaken, these are blessings. These are miracles shining down. And it's almost, whoa, it's almost like she's sending them back to you. Oh, okay. I'm relaxing. I wonder if that's what the rainbow is that's us just sending it every day. Be on purpose. I just looked over at my phone. There's people here. It's 123. Oh, EJ. Thank you, poetess. Thank you. Thank you so much for your donation, guys. I don't get these very often, so whenever I see them, I do get a little bit. I haven't seen you in a while because I haven't been going live. I'm sorry. Thank you for being so nice. Who else is here? What's up, y'all? Okay, Grace, focus. I'm sorry, but this is just really exciting to me because I just feel like, wait a minute, maybe this is what they'll never know. They'll never understand. Only DMs who have like a praying grandmother or something like that, you know what I mean, will get this. But man, the way we just out here doing what we need to do, keeping the energies just flowing, sending good things, transmuting, they have no idea what we be putting up with just to make sure that they can cross through and get where it's okay. What are we missing? What do we not understand about the divine masculine running from their pain until finally there's nowhere else to go? It's like they run, and guess where they end up? The tower. And they run to the top of the tower thinking they're safe, and then lightning strikes. What are we missing about this? Now there's all these cups. 7 of Cups. And there's the sun again and the moon, which we saw earlier. Why? I feel like I'm supposed to read this. It opened to 8 of Wands. 7 of Cups. Illusion and deception. What we don't know. Grace, you're so silly. 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. This is what we're missing, is the point of this. And I think the point of this might be, you know how some people go to the top of the mountain or the top of the tower? They go to the top to run, but they end up coming down ascended. They don't know what's going to happen. There's something here that says everything kind of changes. And then we look at this and what remains. When he comes back off the mountain, the sun is now shining and the cup of love stands. And I just did a reading the other day where I showed people, you guys, the cup is coming. The cup of love is coming. It's on its way. In fact, I think that was about this week, which is very interesting to me. Oh no, this doesn't go here. This doesn't go here. So, okay. Divine Feminine, send love. All right. And why are you doing that? So that you can help to fill up these cups. Now I kind of understand where you're sending these little blessings and miracles out. And it's like, fill up all these other cups so that the divine masculine will finally go to the one that's turned over, right? Imagine if you have all these looking like, and you're just kind of sitting there. Eventually you're going to go, you know what? This one probably, right? Yeah, I probably should flip this. And you're going to go and pick it up because all the other ones look like that. It's human nature to want to put things right or put things in order or to be a part of that divine order. Divine Feminine, you are helping to fill their cups, sending this good stuff. But what you also need to understand is that there is a great deception on them that needs to be broken. And it's almost like drinking 1 cup of antidote at a time. The 7 of Cups is not the most welcome card. It indicates you'll face temptation in many aspects of your life. Whether it's cheating for pleasure or for money, you'll soon realize you've been building a house of cards. Oof. You may feel as though you can't see clearly, can't judge right from wrong or up from down. Wow. This is the spell of the 7 of Cups. It is best to remove yourself for a while, step back until you can see straight again. Now, I'm sitting here talking about climbing a mountain, talking about remove yourself for a while and step back until you can see straight again. Boy, if y'all don't get out my face. Okay. All right. Okay. We see the picture. So far, rain and pain, but the rainbow is obviously getting clearer and clearer. Okay. But remember, with that storm, there is the... Get the plank out of your eye. Okay, you have a plank in your eye, divine masculine. So there's going to be some things that they're running from their own hypocrisy, and they have to be prepared for what that really means. Okay. If you are still present, if you're here and you haven't liked the video, please like this video. I wanted to point something out when I was talking about this and when I was talking about this. So these swords energies. The one thing I can tell you about what's going on is that we are closing out a cycle of swords. Now, the cycle kind of already ended, but some of you have heard me say that sometimes energies can kind of overlap, right? As there's, like they say, shadow periods, right? The Mercury retrograde has ended, but we're in the shadow now. We're in the shadow of eclipse season because the eclipses are coming in, so we're already in the energy, right? So right now we are in the post swords shadow, okay, of the last 7-year season. And so I want you to understand, to see that divine is finally having this swords dealt with, to me is a very good sign of closure and divine intervention and helping them enter the pentacles. That this is the fact that the season that we're going into is the pentacles, and this was supposed to be easy for them, says they are pushing against divine alignment as usual. They're trying to go against the grain as usual. Let's talk about that actually. What is it that divine masculine has been doing to go against the grain that has actually negatively impacted them and maybe even you? What have they been doing? When they've been going against the grain where divine is really having to correct them? Just one card. Whoa. Huh. 4 of Wands. What? Are you seeing this? Am I tripping? That's 4. That's Wands. Bruh. Am I tripping right now? What's the question that I just asked? If anybody's in the chat, what is the question that I just asked? Because sometimes I feel like y'all think readers be bullshitting. And even I know that that's crazy. All right, I'm gonna just, do we need to, all right, okay. I'm just blown. I'm sorry, I just feel like that is such a direct message. Bruh, this is crazy. Okay. Oh, I didn't check the energy. I was just like freaking out. This is crazy to me. You might be like, Grace, why? The most important thing that they could do to go with the flow is the 4 of Wands. The most important thing they could do to enter divine alignment is the 4 of Wands. And you wonder why this, you know what? Yo, you know what? That's it. We're taking a break. Hey guys, I've got a giveaway going on. I'm going to tell you about that giveaway and I'm about to do something. And then I'm going to tell you what I did. And you're going to be like, what, did you just really do that? Okay. All right. No, it's fine. I have a giveaway going on right now. In fact, if you've bought something between January 11th of this year and now, but it goes all the way till the March 3rd. If you have already made that purchase of 1111 or more or donation, and you have not emailed me your address, you are about to miss out. So remember, you have to reply to me and say, hey, I'm confirming my mailing address, okay? All right, just making sure, because I'm about to send off the first batch, but I'm about to do something here because I think it's about time, all right? I have been wanting to change the name of this ministry, and I'm going to freaking do it. I'm going to do it in the middle of a live so that no one can say, did you change your name? Yes. Not only did I tell you guys in the super secret meeting that we had the other day, but also I told you today, now in this reading. Okay, can I do it? Am I allowed? All right, it's happening. In fact, I can just erase this because it's already there, and boom, 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 and bam. All right, you guys cool? You good? Everybody good? Okay, so, oh man. Yes, it's me. Now they're making me do a Google verification. This was not as fast as I thought it was going to be. I'm kind of embarrassed because, you know, I don't really like to take forever. But okay, it's done. The changes have been made. This channel is called Reunion This Lifetime. Because if the divine masculines especially the most stubborn ones, the one thing that they could do that would probably usurp every other change that needs to be made and blah, blah, blah. If they just got into union, they would just be swept away into divine. This is insanity. So, if you believe that, if you believe reunion this lifetime, especially like this video, and subscribe, because we truly believe that around here. We're in reunion. We know clients and couples and other people outside of the YouTube space who are twin flames that have gotten into reunion. And I just really want to make sure that you understand this is no joke. This is no game. Oh, Nine of Pentacles. This is beautiful because there's something about this that's, remember I showed the lines sideways and the lines up and down, and this to me is like what divine alignment looks like. It all leads, and it's almost like a kaleidoscope to me. I don't know, there's something about this. Like, this is what you look like when you're replenished. The Four of Wands actually looks like the Nine of Pentacles, which is not that, that's not really false because they both do look alike. Okay, you just picked up the card and it goes on the table. This was not supposed to take this long. I apologize. Okay. What are we going to be the most upset about, though? When it comes to their behavior, as they're trying to do this, avoid this healing or whatever divine is trying to do, what is going to bother us the most? Just one card, please. Here we go. Oh, wow. Now, I brought up this 1 + 6 is 7 with the Tower energy here, and we see the Chariot. There's the Pentacle on their neck, and I'm going to tell you, the running is what's going to piss you off the most. The running. They're meant to humble themselves and slow down and step into nature and follow their heart. And instead, there's something about this is actually reminding me. I don't even know if this is true, but it's reminding me of like the evil people on Sailor Moon. Like, if I'm not mistaken, they were called like the Black Moon or something like that. And it's making me think about the divine masculine. Have you ever seen somebody wear a ring on their necklace instead of their finger, which is totally fine. But I'm imagining a story right now. I can kind of see this where the divine masculine is offered a ring and they take it. They say, oh, thank you, because they love you. They care about you. And then they don't tell you that they're leaving town. And instead of putting that ring on, they go home, they take it off they take off their necklace, they put their ring on the necklace, and they take the very thing that you gave them, your love, and they use that as a motivating force to help them go as far away as possible. So I think that what's really going to upset you is the running. And this might be the point of this reading, is to let you know, don't try. I shouldn't say don't worry about it. I'm going to say try not to get upset. Try not to allow yourself to get too invested in where you think they're running off to, because it's going to be very short-lived. All right. Wherever they're supposed to be, they will be there on April 8th. We're going to be having some very different conversations moving into the other part of the year. So what are we missing about this, though? Son of Cups now. Interesting that I feel like each time I'm trying to talk about the divine feminine or something, like the love energy shows up, okay? So Page of Cups comes in and says downloads. And if you remember, I told you, send the miracles to your divine masculine. Then I said, this could be what this is. These rainbows could be you kind of keeping them safe. Where they feel like it's just out of reach, we know that it's actually protection. And it's interesting to me that there's this rainbow in this cup, because I believe that final cup in the 7 of Cups that we saw is the antidote. Once again, it's like the final part. It's like a multi-part antidote. You have to take this one first, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, because each one prepares you for everything, and then you can take the final thing. And technically that last one really is the full antidote. All the other stuff is just to get you ready for it. So, okay, divine feminine is sending the real antidote. But maybe divine masculine just needs to start getting prepared to drink the Kool-Aid. So what we have to understand is there's a reason for both sides that this is happening. For divine masculine, I think it's going to be learning that you can't run, you can't hide, there's nowhere you can go. And for the divine feminine, I think it's trust yourself, trust divine, trust your power. Those things are all working together. And if you have confidence in who you are, that's going to change everything. If you have confidence in who you are in divine, right, especially, there's going to be no issues, no errors, no nothing, because you're just going to move forward. Just ready, on point, on purpose. What are we missing about this, though? Especially, I think, for those who say, look, I'm sorry, but my divine masculine running is actually really triggering because of the way that they do it. Or maybe this is actually my situation, like right now, Grace. So can you? Okay, so what are we missing? And look what shows up. Interesting that I'm talking about the rainbow. I just showed you the 9 of Pentacles that kind of got created when going through this 4 of Wands, like the healing and the restoration. And now we see the energy of the rainbow in the center of the pentacle after this person has run away. And this chariot energy is colorless except for what? The red from directly above, from the blood dripping down. They are trying to run away from their own ego, and here's our 10 of swords to prove that. But if we put this 7 and 3 together, we're going to get that 10 of swords, but we're also going to get that wheel of fortune, which we also saw, okay, directly underneath the sun card. The sun card has what? The kid running away on the horse. Again, this reading is so interconnected, and what you need to know, divine feminine, is your magic is enough. Your love is enough. There are so many people out here who tell you to do the work and do all these things, but what they fail to say after is, by the way, some of you already have. Some of you, that's not going to be the case for you. Some of you, your story's just different. Your divine masculine is extra fucking special, and they're going to bake in the oven a little bit longer. Y'all, I was 2 weeks late. I did not want to come out of my mama at all. And I wanted to be born for some reason on 777. That's what my birth date adds up to, or each day, 777. Okay. And I was exactly 7 pounds on the dot, 21 inches long. When I tell you, I said, I'm coming out at the perfect moment. Your divine masculines are doing the same thing right now. And it's going to be glorious. Look at this, a beautiful 11 energy. This to me, if we see the light, right, coming out of this, but this is what's in the cup. What is in the cup of the Queen of Cups? Oh, her cup is known. This is the sun. I don't know why I'm saying queen, because we saw the queen earlier, but this is the sun. But I don't know. I'm thinking that this is more about the download, but I'm still seeing the queen. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I do. I know this is the page. I see the queen's cup. I see her cup as what? Having visions inside. They say that in the standard Rider-Waite. That's why her cup is the only cup in the whole deck that looks like that. Not even the magician gets that cup. The magician gets a regular old cup. The Queen of Cups gets a special, spectacular cup. And I truly believe maybe this is the divine masculine on the other side. You know, this is what they're getting, but this is what we're sending. We're sending in grounded energy first. We're sending in love, connection, and acceptance. We're sending them confidence. We're sending them love. We're showing them the truth and sending them the ability to express themselves. We're pouring into them and trying to show them wisdom. And we are trying most of all to help them reach spiritual bliss and enlightenment, at least on the phase that they're on, so they can come to the next one and we can do this next one together. Divine feminine, do not feel guilty or afraid about sending your divine masculine what they need. Because you might say, well, Grace, this is the cups, but this is pentacles. But honey, listen to me. You cannot have the 10 of pentacles without the 10 of cups. You can't build on sand. You can, actually, because I'm in Florida. There is a way to do it, but can you just go with it, please? Okay. All right, so. Why do they accept the ring but run? This is a weird question. I don't know if that's what's going to happen during this time, but I think we need to understand this. Why accept it instead of just saying, no, I can't take this? And and here's the thing. Once you put a hole in a penny or a coin, I don't know if it really technically loses its value, but again, let's go with that, right? Once you put that hole in it, you've basically said, I'm not going to spend this. This is a keepsake. So this person, we could look at it and say, oh, they wanted to take the ring because they're going to go pawn it. Like, we're thinking like that, right? Like value. And it's like, I don't think that's true. I think that's why they put it on their necklace and not just in their pocket to go straight to a pawn shop. Why do they take the love and then leave? Ooh. I don't know why I just saw bounce. Ace of Swords with the rainbow snake around it. The infinity we saw on the magician, but the snake. I'm really torn about this. I'm going to go to the book. I'm really torn because look, I know that the snake symbol is also protection. I know we have this infinity. This to me says like infinite power. I'm looking back at the Ace of Swords and I'm thinking the obvious answer would be, well, Grace, they're running away and they're taking the love because they need the love. They're dying. They're dying without it, but they can't stay because they know how wrapped up in this pain they are. And they know until they're free, they don't want to be this in your life. A lot of our divine masculines see us as marks. If you know what a con is, you know what a mark is. A lot of our divine masculines see us as someone to be taken advantage of. So this can be a little bit scary when they stop seeing us that way and like the way they kind of view everybody. And they don't want to do that anymore. And they don't think they can trust themselves not to. It's just kind of their habit. It's just kind of their way. A slimy, grimy used car salesman. Some of you have businesses where maybe you interview people at your job. If they come in with kind of, yeah, I've been in the sales game for about 40 years and I just kind of want to come and do something simple. Some of you might hesitate depending on what the job is. Like, listen, man, we're real compliant around here. So you can't be doing the Wild West stuff you used to do. So I don't know if this is a good place for you. So there's something here where it's like the divine masculine, until they can humble themselves and be reborn and renewed and refreshed and open their eyes to the new things that they're supposed to see or the things they've been missing, it's going to be really easy to just be the same. Ooh, okay, what are we missing? Seven of Cups comes up again. Night and day, night and day. What are we missing? The Hanged. Crap. This is how they get their Ten of Cups, guys. This is how they get their new beginning. Remember, this energy was talking about going away for a while, stepping away. So this thing where they run to the mountain, they're still avoiding union, they're still avoiding you, all that different stuff. They took the love because I said it already. They needed it. Your love is an antidote. This is going to sound weird because I know this is with the red eyes, it's making me think vampire bat, right? But there are some animals that it's not just like rabies, right? There's other stuff, isn't there? Well, I'm just thinking if it's not just like you go get a rabies shot, but we're talking like venom. I'm just thinking there are animals where you do have to do like that multi-part, even I think maybe rabies treatment might be a lot of shots actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So as I look at this and it's like, you ran because you needed, or you took the love, but then ran because you already were going that way. They weren't running from, oh, wow. It's perspective, guys. They weren't running from us. They were already running. They're running for their life. They're running from their life. And we take everything personal because we care enough and we're aware enough not to do that to people. But we continue to be these like kind of casualties of war for them. And I think that they've actually already been kind of injured, kind of stuck, kind of hung up, running from the law kind of thing. And if you think about what you see in a movie, if something happens to someone and they're injured and they're like what would you call it, like a criminal or something, then what do they usually try to do? They try to go to like the criminal network doctors. And if they can't, what do? Maybe they steal a car and they go drop the person off at the hospital and they like push him out into the emergency room area and then they race off and they ditch the car because they don't want to be associated, but they want to help the person. And there's something coming through here that's like what you happen to run into was a divine masculine on the run. And some of you are going to go, well, how long can they run? Gosh, aren't they tired? Grace, my DM's been running for 7 years, for 10 years, for 20 years. Honey, I understand that you're frustrated, but do you hear what you just asked? I'm not saying that they're right and I'm not making an excuse for them, but I'm thinking, have you looked at them lately? If they've been used to running for 10 years and they have a reason to run, most people who are running or fugitives or whatever, it's because they're afraid of capture because maybe they know they did something wrong. So on one side, we might look at them and be like, just turn yourself in. Da, da, da. But you know who doesn't want to say that a lot of times? Their family and friends who wants them to be free. Maybe they got caught up in something and they didn't even do anything wrong, but they're going to do the time for it. So their family and friends are going to say, come on, don't do it, run. There's people who are like that. Some people don't, some people do. I don't judge either one. I'm looking at this and all I can see is you met someone whose life has been on the run. They never settled down, they never took a breath. And you thought that just because they had a breath of fresh air with you and you had the antidote and you had literally everything they could ever need, you always had it, that for them it was a no-brainer to just, honey, what did I say earlier? If you know what a con is, you know what a mark is. And if your divine masculine has been in that kind of energy, scamming, conning, I know a lot of people think of that and they think something very literal, but the truth is the capitalist societies that a lot of us live in are pretty much big old scams. It's just scamming each other for scams. And it's fucked up, you guys. Like, it's bad. It's why I don't want to do normal work or regular work, because then I just have a couple degrees of separation from some sort of really fucked up thing that some corporation is doing. But I can pretend I don't know because I'm just a salesperson. Nah, hell no, I can't do it anymore, y'all. My brain and my heart, y'all know how sensitive I can be. So I'm thinking, dang, we have to make sure we start to look at our divine masculines for what they're caught up in, for how they're behaving, for the things that they're doing. And rather than looking at them and being maybe grossed out, like, well, I don't want to be with a con man. It's like, well, the thing is, there are all kinds of ways that people can heal and become better. And there are all types of skills that are needed for the kingdom. In all reality, think about who caught Osama bin Laden. I don't think it was just the regular military guys. I think it was some real special types of people who were willing to do certain types of things, to go into certain types of places. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us watch TV shows and movies where there's the normal branch of the whatever, and then there's like the fringe division. You understand? And I'm just letting you know that we work on the fringe division. we are spiritual beings. We are light workers. We are tuned in. We work with the weirdest stuff. Don't be surprised if your DM comes from a background where you're like, that's dark. It's like, well, they're probably here to balance your light and you guys are going to do something pretty extraordinary. So as I look at this energy, it does like kind of like, ugh, you've got a snake, you've got a bat. I'm just thinking getting bit, getting stuck, getting venom on you, all that. But at the same time, this clarity that they took the love because to them, there was still hope. They didn't want to tell you no and make you think that they didn't care. They took the ring, they took the love because it helped and it healed, but also beyond the antidote, just having you in some way close to them changes everything. This is crazy. So I'm letting you know right now, this seems like it's going to be a really rough month. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. If you are super tuned into your DM, you might want to spend the next few days grounding, okay? What do we need to know? Energy? Mother of Cups, Queen of Cups. How should divine masculine not send love, not support the divine masculine, right? There's stuff they're going to have to go through on their own. You did not make them the egomaniac, you know what I mean? So where should you not send the love, send the rainbow? Where should you simply send strength, I guess, right? Like, hey, you got this. Whoa, y'all. Remember this came up already? And I believe it was with this or see, now I can't remember which one it was with. But the 10 of Wands directly underneath the 10 of Swords. So what's interesting is I said they're going to do everything they can. See, dang, this was with something. Because I said they're going to do everything they can. It was probably this, right? To avoid, what was this? I don't know, but there's something about this that's interesting because I say don't do the work for them. Like there's going to be a lot of work that they have to do. I think they're going to kind of stress themselves out with this 10 of Wands energy. So if we're not supposed to help do the work, I think it says, you know how they say, what is it? More hands make for light work. So you might see something and think, Grace, why shouldn't I help? It's easy. It's nothing to me. There's stuff that takes Mr. Lightwork hours that takes me a couple minutes. In fact, just thinking about like his strength and the things he can do because he's big and bigger than me, right? There's stuff he can do in seconds that it would take me a really long time and maybe I won't do it without anybody's help because it's just hard or impossible for me. There's something here that says, I know that it'd be no big deal. Mr. Lightwork coming and picking something up and me being like, oh my gosh, you're so strong. Because it's like, how'd you do that? I couldn't even lift it. That's fine. Going in and doing that for someone who needed to learn their own strength, who needed to go put in the work to get the muscle or whatever, not good. So there's something that I think what this says is if you're really good at it, like really, really good, like it almost feels like it's your thing and they hit you up and it's like, this is perfect for me. I can very easily fix this. Don't do it. I know that sounds messed up. I know that's going to be like, for those of you who got money, if they call you asking for money, you can't give it to them. For those of you who always have really good solutions to stuff, like just instantaneous, you can think, don't talk to them. I know that sounds messed up. Like, wait, what? They're going to think I'm not down or something. It's like, no. What you don't understand is they can think that all they want. They're going to know that's not true. That's complete BS. So it doesn't even matter. If you help with this, they're not going to come here. 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups says, stop looking at the 3 cups that have spilled. Stop looking at the pain. Stop crying over spilled milk and turn around and see what stands. This is going to help them hit rock bottom. This is going to help them hit rock bottom. I know you might be like, whoa. Why would I want them to do that? They could get hurt down there, honey. See, some of you know who's down there at rock bottom. All right, Grace, stop it. 5 of Cups. And remember, every time I see the cups, I see the feminine. If you want the commitment from this person, you're going to have to let them mourn and not keep trying to give them, the antidote. They got to take the antidote elsewhere. They can't take it in your house, or they're always going to feel like they can just come here and be saved. No, they need to have the antidote appear to them on a mountain and them know, wait a minute, I've tasted this tea at my divine feminine's house before. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to know you're connected, but they cannot have it directly from you. Why is this so important? What are we missing about this? Wow. How many 10s can there be, y'all? Now, this is insanity. This is the 10 of Cups. Here we have 5 cups. We have 10 cups. In the 5 and 5 are actually split. Here's 15 again. We keep seeing 15. That damn ego energy. But this also would add up to what? 6 of Cups. Now, 6 of Cups with a new beginning. What this is reminding you of is divine feminine. What did I tell you? You cannot build the 10 of Pentacles on top of or without the 10 of Cups. We talked about the strings that we're going to hold together the Wheel of Fortune. And we also talked about the rainbow that divine feminine sends. And we saw that in the 10 of Pentacles. We've seen every single 10 in the deck, even the Wheel of Fortune today. This season, see, I know a lot of people aren't going to watch this. And then everyone's going to go, I don't understand. Why are you talking about this? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I'm going to be like, bro, I don't want to tell you that if your DM has been fucking up, they're about to have a really fucked up March. But I also want to tell you that if you miss that and you think in March that you're watching someone literally get destroyed and you start to fall for it, you're going to be affected by the energy then. Can you just get that, okay? Whether you think anything else, because a lot of people, when we start talking about a few days or few weeks or like a full month, I've noticed a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to hear about that. Can you tell me about today or tomorrow? I need hope for now. So a lot of people are going to miss this completely because it's not talking about right this second. But I'm trying to help you understand there's going to be this energy sitting in your reunion space, in your vibrational field for a good amount of time, okay? All right. Don't help them with the work because they have to be the ones to figure out string theory and happiness. I'll just leave it at that. Ready? What have we not thought to ask that we must know about divine masculine's hell on wheels? That is the month of March. Ooh. Oh, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Oh, Queen of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. What is this? 6 of Pentacles and then 10 of Pentacles. I mean, that's actually pretty incredible. So we've got 3 pentacles right here, but we also have the Queen of Swords. The reason I said ooh about the Queen of Swords is just because I told Divine Feminine to be all the queens earlier, if you remember. And I didn't mention her. but I also meant her. And a lot of Divine Masculines are not going to like this part of you. This is the part of you that you're not going to say I told you so, but they're going to be able to see it in your eyes. But okay. The other part of this though, this is the reminder that many of them have already gotten this information from you, whether in the physical or downloaded it spiritually about what needs to be done. This is also the cup of love. This shows us a better understanding of what this ring, the ring of a tree, this is about expansion, humility. Oh, wow. Because I was just about to say humility brings about expansion. And I was like, no, expansion requires humility as the foundation. Then I was like, wait, I think that's kind of what we're being told, is that this is why they have to do it. This is the easiest thing to do, which is kind of crazy because you're saying, wait, growing additional rings on the tree is the easiest thing they have to do. And it's like, look, spiritually speaking, that's actually easier than it sounds. Then you've got this tree. You can kind of tell it's one of these branches off this tree. And I think what that tells you is there's going to be a lot of things that come out of the humility that they end up developing. And when they decide to plant their tree, this is interesting too. I believe it's possible to plant a seed within a stump like this and another tree grow. Have you ever seen that before? Where they actually have cut down a tree before, but for some reason, I can't remember if they planted a seed, literally like put it in the stump, or if another seed had been growing but the tree never got enough energy. So once they cut down the big tree, then the smaller tree was finally able to grow and it grew out of the stump. If you've never seen it, I think you should look up the image and see what message comes up with it. New tree grows out of dead stump. Maybe that'll pull something up. But whatever the point is, when the seed gets planted, we really don't know which one of these is going to bear fruit first. Okay, there's a download for you, Grace. Pay attention. Locked in. Back to this. But whichever one does bear fruit first is going to be extremely fertile, which says whatever your divine masculine decides to do. And here's, look back over here now. 1, 2, 3, 4 branches, right? 4 wands. 1, 2, 3, 4. This to me says that the divine masculine, whatever this is going to help establish your reunion energy. It is going to be the beginning phase. And when we put this together, the 6 and the 1, this is the 7 of Pentacles. I think this is going to take like a full year, not reunion. I don't know about that. Everybody's reunion stage and date is different, right? And sometimes y'all going to end up some of you are going to end up reunion in the next few days or have already kind of gotten there and needed this message. It's about to go down. Everybody gets the different information whenever they need it. But I do believe this is talking about 2024, and by 2025, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 30, you're going to know everything you need to know about what your divine masculine's true gifts are. But they're going to have to be the one to be willing to invest. And I think that the reality is it's something that you've already told them and may have been cultivating this whole time. But this is not the energy. Oh, I don't know why that is important to me. Okay. What was the question? What have we not thought to ask that we need to know about this hell? Is that it? Is that it? What's the most important thing we need to know? What do we have not thought to ask? Whoa. Wow. What are they mourning? What are in the 3 cups? Do you guys remember the 5 of cups we just saw? Oh, and there he is. So I knew we were going to see the devil, but what I didn't realize is he's got this freaking pentagram on his head, this little goatee goat. Little goatee? What is that about? Cause this pentacle keeps standing out to me, y'all, and I don't know why, but hold on. Let's come back here to... So this is the 3 of cups. Yes, because it wouldn't be the 3 of wands. And there's no birds. And this is that sun energy. What are they mourning? We need to understand the devil is in the details. 18 energy, behind the scenes. There's something that we don't know. Okay, hold on. We haven't thought to ask, what are they mourning? What are the 3 cups that spilled over? As the sun continues to set on this phase of their life, what are we missing about the devil too? Ace of Wands. Interesting. that I talked about this branch. I said, this isn't a wand. It's got to be the cups. It can't be the birds. And the energy shifts. There's like, it's almost, there's red, there's yellow. And then all of a sudden this energy bursts forth. And now there's the energy. It's like alchemy. It's like oil and water don't mix except for when you add magic. Ace of Wands, the devil, the divine spark. What we haven't thought to ask is what they're mourning. Bro, I got to be honest, with this sitting underneath this, with this being a wand right here, with this being the Ace of Wands and the new beginning, I'm just going to tell you, I have a very strong feeling that the divine masculine is mourning the divine feminine. That's why they took the love. Not just because they needed the antidote and all that different stuff, but because they did not want you to think that they didn't love you. And they did not think they could go on without having a piece of you close. So what they've actually been mourning is us. They've been mourning this relationship. They've been mourning the feeling of, what have I done? Why did I do this? I messed it up. I'm trying to tell you something. If we get to, I said, what is the hell? What have we not thought about? You guys, I asked, what is the one thing they could do to be in divine alignment? The one thing they're doing to go against the grain, that's the worst thing. And it was not being in reunion. I'm just saying, I have a feeling here that what we miss so often, especially because of the nature of a reading where you have this like person like talking at you, you know, y'all aren't here with me agreeing or disagreeing or, you know, telling me your story. I don't know exactly who I'm talking to when I do this. I'm just channeling. Hey, here's what I got. It can get stressful. It can feel like an attack just because of the nature of the YouTube experience. But when you add in the fact that there's stuff coming through and you don't really know, like, is that for me? Should I take that? Is it not? Does my DM need me to know? It can get a little bit overwhelming and get a little bit confusing. And it can be hard to have empathy. In fact, a lot of my divine feminine clients, and this has been happening since the ministry started, it doesn't go away. They have trouble feeling empathy for their person. And that coincides with them having the inability to read for their person or read their person's energy. They're like, I am the best judge of character. Why can't I figure out what's going on with them? So I think it's important for us to realize that this month is going to be really, really hard for the Divine Masculine Collective as a whole, especially those that have not been doing what they need to do or who are just deeply afraid of relationships. If the one thing the Divine Masculine Collective could do to just bring themselves back into it, to divine alignment, is to just be with you, but they have been taught by some dark force that relationships are evil and they are better off alone. That's a song. I don't know why that's in my head. I think it just repeats it, but talk to me. Okay, I have to say it. It's, do you think you're better off alone? Talk to me. Ooh, talk to me. I can't stop hearing it now. I don't know what that means. Look, the point is, try your best for the next month, whether you guys are talking or not, every day to ask yourself, what is my pain today? Where might I be saddened, overwhelmed? What am I dealing with? Now, if I put myself in my DM shoes today, in their life, in their situation, in their circumstances, what might they be dealing with? So that instead of you thinking you're alone while they're out gallivanting, you realize that has never been the case, and especially not this month. Okay, well, now I guess the last thing I want to do here, okay, that was fast. I just want to get a card for every card. The hell that they're experiencing, how will we see this equal and opposite? Ugh, look, and that's incredible. 3 of Swords, 9 of Cups, that sounds like equal and opposite to me. And if you think about it, the 3 of Swords often has a heart on it. The 9 of Cups, does the 9 of Cups have a heart on it? What is the 9 of Cups? No, it usually doesn't. So it's very beautiful to see that the hell that they're experiencing is about helping them to heal and to find their dreams and to change the pace of their life forever. And to bring about the beauty and the majesty that is their divine purpose. Okay. What is it? What is the benefit of when they finally do allow themselves to be humbled and they don't fight it so much? Wow, Six of Pentacles, and it brings us back to their gifting. It lets us know what's going to happen next for them. And I love that the Page of Pentacles is what leads to the Six of Pentacles. And then we just saw the Ace of Pentacles in the other deck lead to the Six of Pentacles. So, okay. And what do we need to know about that? That this is all a part of the divine plan. They've never been off, not even a little bit. And that's going to be hard for some of us to come to terms with, but I really recommend you take that time. It's not just so that you can be forgiving and, oh, don't worry about it. Just try to think about it from their side. No, fuck all that. It's because there's probably downloads in there. There's probably information. And maybe in the moment, it was totally appropriate to receive the message and just be hurt or sad or down. But now that you know that it wasn't necessarily always what you thought, or that everything was happening exactly as it was supposed to, it's a little bit easier sometimes to go back and say, okay, well, fine. If that's really the case, what might have this have been? What might have that been? What might have this? Okay, all right. And now 8 of Pentacles with it. And that's 11. I think this says that not only do they get to stand in their gifting, but this is also going to open them up. And they're going to just see the whole world in such a different way. Okay. Because this was 16. I would say once they experience this tower, how does that lightning strike affect them? Whoa. 8 of Swords. I think it frees them. And there's something about whenever I see stuff set up like this in a circle that it just makes me think like Portal. What are we missing? Death. Straight. It helps to stop them from being on this path straight to death. Oh, death and the devil. It frees them. The tower frees them from death and the devil. That's wild. It's almost like they keep getting pulled back, probably because of that Hanged Man energy. What does reunion look like for the willing divine masculine? For the divine masculine who goes with the grain and the truth in their heart. Here we go. Ooh. King of Swords. You know what this tells me? That this clarity, especially having the 8 of Swords right before it, this tells me that the divine masculine doesn't think straight when they're not with you. The divine masculine isn't their true self when they're not with you. And that's kind of weird because I think the average person, like imagine some random person clicks into this video and they've heard about twin flames being kind of obsessive and crazy and just weird. And they hear me say that. And it's like, that's not a healthy thing to teach people. Like, yeah, I know, right? Exactly. But I don't mean like they're not complete without. What I'm saying to you is there is something special and different about what you two are able to do for each other. Not every twin flame is meant to make their divine partner feel at peace and calm and all that. Some twin flames are meant to kind of ruffle each other because that's what they need to be great. Like it's the truth. All right. I can see it usually in people's birth charts. It's actually very, very obvious. I've told you guys about it before, but anyways, so to see the King of Swords says, look, because I was running from my truth, because I was spending so much time in pain and heartache, because I was listening to everyone else around me and trying everything I could, running towards a life that really didn't suit me, I couldn't think straight. Being with my divine feminine, admitting that this is what I want, I love that this blue color is right here. And then this is like almost like coming out of it. I don't know why I feel like he's like coming out of the depths through this beautiful portal and he's like, I'm here. So I think this is saying the divine masculine kind of comes to this space of clarity and they're really able to think straight. That's what reunion with your divine masculine looks like. And again, the 8 of Pentacles comes up. And y'all saw how long it took me to shuffle to get these cards. I think what this is saying is, look, the divine masculine has just not been themselves in any way, not in their gifting, not in their freedom, in their autonomy, in their dreams, not in their thinking, in their mind. So they definitely have not been able to do anything that goes outside the box or outside the norm or the fringe as we talk about. What are we missing? What are we not considering about this? That this has also deeply impacted their intuition and discernment. And it is why they were so easily deceived for so long. Okay. What do we need to understand about the way they feel about us? Even though they may not I had a friend who used to call me chalant. He was very nonchalant about things. And I would tell him that. I'm like, you're so nonchalant. And he'd say, you're chalant. And I was like, that's funny. He's like, I'm going to call you chalant. I was like, okay, cool. I'm chalant. It's funny because Mr. Lightwork and him had a lot in common. And that I was friends with him around the time I met Mr. Lightwork. And being a Cancer with an Aquarius can be challenging. Luckily, he has a Capricorn stellium that points directly to Cancer. But anyways, that's his rising. But yeah, so you guys, when I tell you, like, when I think about the divine masculines who can kind of be so chill and just whatever about everything, and then how we are so like deeply in love with them and so excited about this to find our divine partner and that we're twin flames and there's all this stuff we're going to do. It's like, oh my gosh, it can feel really devastating when they're just like playing it cool. Like, oh, I don't have any expectations, everything. It's like, ew. So I think it's important for us to understand that. Like, what do we really need to know? What needs to be revealed and what will start to be shown to us once they're no longer running. Too many. Wow. So it's funny that I ask, what does reunion look like? King of Swords. Then I ask, what does it look like or what is their real love? King of Wands. Why is that important? Because I've been telling you this whole reading and pretty much my whole ministry that if your DM knows you, they've been doing everything for you. And I'm talking about your true divine masculine, not some dude or some chick you think is your divine masculine. Your true divine masculine, if they know you and you guys have met before, there's no way in hell that they're not always trying to figure out a way to get to you. Even if they push you from their mind, their goals are so they can be with you, so they can impress you, whatever it is. So it's very interesting to me that when I say, hey, what don't we understand about the divine masculine and the way they feel about us? And the King of Wands, the visionary, comes up. It says, I've been envisioning. Oh my gosh, I just realized 3 and 7 is 10. And now what do we have? 10 and 9, or 1 and 9 is 10 again. Sorry. So the King of Wands, the visionary, the husband card, which says what? You're not the only person that sees your divine masculine as your soulmate, as your life partner, as your twin or whatever. One thing Mr. Lightwork like pointed out to me early on in the ministry that he noticed was, it's kind of weird because the way that these women are talking, most of our clients are women, about 96%. The way that these women are talking is like they're already married to this person. And that, as a guy who doesn't even want to like necessarily be married and, has kind of always shied away from that, I do wonder how that makes these other people feel. Like how do these divine masculines feel when this person kind of just has this almost like possessive, entitled energy towards them? And I think what this is trying to tell us is like, guess what? That's how they feel about you too. It's not really that surprising. What do we need to know? Wow. And then 3 kings, bro. Now we got the King of Cups, that they care about you. What you're missing is that they care, that they want to come up from the depths and do everything. They want to impress you so bad. What have we not thought to ask? Okay, did I shuffle the cards together? How did that happen? No. How does this keep happening? The Sun card was reversed before, and now the King of Cups is, and I don't know why. I don't flip my cards, guys. Anyways. So, sorry, what was this? So, Page of Swords. What we haven't thought to ask about this is that, or I think it's more what we haven't considered, is that your DM, see, I can already feel the sarcastic replies. Your DM is shy. Oh, yeah. Right. No, I'm serious. People can be shy, guys. I'm an outgoing person. I can be shy. I don't, again, sometimes I know it's true because then people will get on the phone and be like, yeah, that was me. So you might be like, okay, Grace, you're just making assumptions. No, do you guys not know I talk to clients all the time? I talk to like 16 to 20 people per week, every single week, from all over the world. And people tell me all the time that they show me texts, they show me screenshots, they show me proof that I'm literally speaking your words in the middle of this. And we've never spoken most of the time when that happens. I'm telling you right now, your DM is shy and you got to listen. Take a second if you felt that kind of rub you the wrong way. Like, oh, whatever. He ain't shy when he out there with the such. Wait a second. We're not talking about all that. We're not talking about how they feel when they're in their element, being a playboy or playgirl, whatever. No. I'm saying that when it comes to you and the way that they feel about you in this 11 beautiful energy, I'm shy. I'm nervous. You over here bending spoons like you're in the fucking Matrix, and You don't think maybe I have the right to be amazed and in awe of you? Boy. Okay. So, where will the divine masculine still, even after reunion, still have some fears towards their divine feminine? Even when we're together, where will we still see that hesitation and nervousness and anxiety and apprehension? Two of Pentacles in decision making. Why? Because they don't trust themselves. And I love that we have the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, because in many decks, these two cards are very similar. Okay. Think about the Six of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles in the standard Rider-Waite. There's a guy, he's got two scales. There's another guy, he's standing on one leg. He's kind of balancing and weighing and measuring. And it's in the Angel deck, the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, I think actually have like copy pasted the scales because they're very lazy in that deck. So as I look at this, where the divine masculine is afraid, and I think this kind of points back to the Hanged Man energy, is that sometimes they've been smitten, smited, smote on the spot. What do you, Grace, what are you saying? Two lightning bolts, two pentacles, sword, snake. Your divine masculine has been bitten before, honey. You've been bitten before. You bit. You bit. Okay, some of you will know what that's from. You've been bitten. And forgiveness is special. Forgiveness is powerful. If you choose to forgive someone, that doesn't mean that you aren't anticipating that it might happen again, right? You can forgive, but it is difficult to forget. Okay? So if that can be the truth with people or an animal, if it was a snake, it would have bit you. Well, bitch, it bit me twice. Like, what the? Like, I don't want to go touch your snake ever again, because even though it wasn't venomous, it snipped at me and it scared me. And now I'm just too afraid to even go over there and touch it. That's where the DM is with life. They're afraid of life. Divine feminine, if you don't identify with that, before you call them a coward or a loser or talk down on them, slow down. If you're a divine feminine who doesn't mind being vulnerable in the chat, go ahead and raise your hand if you've ever felt that way. See, some of us, we're so strong and we've never experienced certain things that when we hear it, and we come from like tough energy, tough families, that we're like, that sounds pretty weak to me. Ain't no divine masculine here gonna be that weak, man. Okay, I don't know why you guys think your DMs aren't like human or whatever, but all human beings have fear. In fact, it is a sign of I would say ascension, dominance, and intelligence, that a human being would be smart enough not to go back to the same snake that bit them. There's a reason why we have an inherent fear of certain creatures, right? So the divine masculine being afraid of life, babe, I'm not trying to embarrass you that your DM isn't enough or something. I'm telling you that they've been attacked their whole life. That's not weakness. That is a target on your back. So they're going to struggle with decisions even after you get together. As their gifting grows and expands and they humble themselves and they start to believe and they start to trust that everything's not going to land them in the Hanged Man position or in the Tower position, then they will begin to free themselves, open themselves up to the potentials that maybe everything's going to be okay and they can trust you and they can trust everything. Now, when it comes down to the work you're not supposed to be doing for them now, we know it's like whatever you're good at, whatever is easy for you, don't help. Not right now. And again, this is just, I truly believe this is just until April 8th. If you see this reading after that, and you know that you missed April 8th and you've received a divine accommodation, so has your divine masculine. Again, if you haven't been watching the New Wave Prophecy information, you are missing out on a lot. I just received a massive download today that Mr. Lightwork was actually a part of, which freaks him. He's freaked out. I'm just letting you know something very important here. Should I even tell you this though? I will just say this. There are things that you're going to have to be able to, in the moment, discern and know when to do this and when not to do this. When to do that, but when not to do that. Sometimes this is the right answer, but sometimes it's not. And this new, oh no, Oh no, there's an Amber Alert. It's messing up my phone. Oh no, can you guys hear me? It's gone. No. Oh wait, I think it's still going. There was an Amber Alert. How weird, right? Focus, Grace. Okay. Oh man, I'm sorry. There was literally an Amber Alert, and now I lost my train of thought. And I was talking to you guys about the New Wave prophecy and decisions. But what was I saying? Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that part. I'm gonna move forward, guys, because yeah. I'm gonna put that in the video because if I start talking about it, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stop myself. And I haven't. I just got the download today, and I have to sit with the stuff that I received to figure out where it's supposed to go because some of this is actually gonna go somewhere else. I can't tell you what. Okay, so what does the divine feminine need to know about helping the divine masculine moving forward? All right, about knowing when and how to stand in. Ooh, it's, oh my gosh, y'all, I have a ringing in my ear now because oh my gosh. What do we need to know? Ooh, now divine feminine, let me show you something. Wow, and I brought this up today. Remember I said I was 2 weeks late and I was exactly 21 inches, 7 pounds, like on the dot? I saw the 7 of Wands come out for divine feminine. You see these 10 wands? And I think what this says is divine feminine, the only thing you're supposed to help with once you guys get into union is the stuff that you're supposed to be doing for yourself too. You know why? Because there's going to be things that you have to do that they can't help you with. And there's going to be things that they have to do on their own. But the overlap will be very obvious to you. And you will know when to step up and when not to. Reunion is going to look very different. Reunion is going to be about discerning who can handle what on what day. So what this tells you is you also have to prepare for a huge shift in energies for when you come together. You and your divine masculine are going to have been in separation. Some of you know that with my ex, when we first started dating, we dated at work and we didn't want anybody to know. And I don't think he really agreed with that. I think that he hoped we would get caught. And so everyone was really mean to him because he was super fucking annoying. And so I would be like, I would snippy snappy with him. They'd be like, tell him, because he would come to see me. They'd be like, tell him to go away. I'd be like, would you get out of here, please? Getting me in trouble. So there was this normalcy in being, and I'm gonna be honest, then I got to know him more. His family always snapped on him. Everybody was always, it was always a normal thing to hear someone shout his name. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just did that. All his friends constantly hearted him, made fun of him. So guess what? Guess what? It was really, really hard for me to be nice. It was really, really weird. It was like our relationship started in that kind of chaos and that became a part of our behaviors and our routines. And then everybody else treated him like that. So I did too. The truth is he wasn't a great guy, but I should have probably been the one person in his life that didn't act like that, or at least told him, which I did after a while, like, hey, this isn't cool. Like everybody, the way people talk to you is really crazy and weird. So divine feminine, this is what I'll say to you. There's going to be stuff when you guys get together that you're going to want to deal with it. You're going to want to fix it. And you're going to see a lot of it through the lens of separation, of where you were when things weren't going well, when you weren't able to just be loving and kind and have like a normal relationship where you just come together and you're a couple and you're happy, you know, like, oh, that'd be so great if we could just have that. And you're going to end up in the relationship finding it difficult to not think they're going to leave or run. You're going to struggle with the things they might have said to you in the past to push you away, or there's going to be a lot of stuff that you do need to deal with. So this is where I say, when you're in union, you're not going to be as worried about doing their work for them because like you're trying to get to union. That's why you're willing to do whatever it takes, even their side if you have to. You're like, whatever, I'll do it. But when you get together, not only are you going to have more responsibility as, you know, this powerful light worker couple who's going to receive so much information, downloads, all the information you need to go do your divine work, but you're going to be fighting against a part of you that, depending on where you grew up in your twin flame vibe, a lot of people come here from dark readers. Nothing against them as a person. I don't know them like that, but their readings specifically are very negative. They come from readers who are maybe miserable, single, and haven't dealt with that within themselves. And so it's really normal for them to kind of talk a really negative way about their person. Maybe they, don't like, they've been really criticized their whole life as a divine feminine or just as a person. And so they don't want to come to a coaching channel like this one. So they go to channels where the divine feminine kind of gets coddled and the divine masculine just gets destroyed every time. Or the reader only wants to read for bad situations. If that's your twin flame journey in a nutshell, guess what's going to happen when you're with your person? That's why it's so important to watch what you are putting into your soul and what you're receiving, okay? So I find it interesting that when we look at the work that needs to be done, it says divine feminine, you need to do the work or help them only when it comes down to ensuring that they level up and reach the next level of enlightenment or expansion. So in the same way that they can expand from this pain of the Three of Swords to the Nine of Cups, they can shift and grow from an energy of fighting and running and holding back and confusion into something really powerful and feel enlightened, feel like they've really gotten the job done. They've reached the end. Your goal is to make sure that nothing like that, nothing like a make or break moment, that's where you help. The things that are easy to you, maybe you do them sometimes, but sometimes you need to see them do it too. It was always Mr. Lightwork hates doing the dishes. Okay. But he does the dishes now. In the beginning, I didn't want to let him do the dishes because anytime he did, he put dirty dishes back in the dishwasher and then put them away dirty, greasy. I mean, it was obvious. It was like disgusting. And some of you know, I have a germ issue. So that just gross. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I had to let him learn how to wash dishes properly. And now I don't have to say anything to him. Now the dishes are always perfect. He makes the same number of as mistakes I would. We occasionally miss stuff as humans, right? But in the beginning, he just didn't know how. And if I had just kept doing the dishes forever, then I would have lost out on that time to be able to do stuff like this. So you have to start to think about it like that. If I do it for you, are you going to learn? Do you even need to learn? Now, if we had kind of just always decided I was going to do the dishes, then who cares if he knows how to do the fucking dishes? You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. He can do it every so often and I'll just wash the ones he messes up if that has to happen. But if that's going to be a part of his thing, is like, we're going to split some of the household duties down the middle and he picked the stuff that, he didn't mind doing, then I have to let him do it. So that's another side of it is, you're also going to need to make sure that you fight your own battles and focus on your stuff and know how to work as a team, including letting someone who might not be as skilled as you at this whole twin flame ascension lightworker thing do their thing. Very interesting. Okay. Finally, what's back here? The Knight of Wands. Look at this. He's just standing off to the side waiting for you to let him in while he's fighting while you're fighting all the battles. And in your mind, you're probably like, it's your fault. You showed up late. And he's like, I was standing beside you the entire time. You knocked all 6 of them down and didn't even give me a chance. So, okay. Very interesting. All right. Last thing. What do you need to know? Hold on. I hear a song in my head real quick. Hanged Woman, 12, 1 + 3. 7 of Pentacles, 10 again. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is going to be all right. What can we be thinking about? Because to that end of, I'm really devastated by how everything came together, and I struggle to see how we're going to come back together. It's like, what do we need to know as divine feminines about our reunion? I don't think it's a coincidence that I just changed the name of the channel just now to Reunion This Lifetime, because I feel like that's what this is about. What do we as divine feminines need to know about this whole thing, right? We saw the painted picture. If you rewind like about, halfway through the reading, you'll see the picture that we had before. And now we see this picture and it's actually really beautiful. There's love and there's gifting and there's power and there's clarity. Okay. Yeah. What do we need to know? Where is it that maybe, I won't say where we should put our faith, but how we can think of faith in the journey. Okay. Oh, the world? No. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Ace of Cups. And it's interesting because whenever I see this, oh, wow. Ace of Cups and 10 of Cups. Oh my goodness. So, okay, hold on. There's a lot of messages coming through. Grace, don't forget this thing. Let me show you something really quick. Remember how I said the masculine, this color here and this being on top made it look like he came out of this portal right here? Okay. So this also, to me, kind of looks like she comes out of this portal, right? And okay, as I'm saying that, I'm kind of getting like a hold my beer kind of thing where she didn't spill a single drop because she's been used to going through portals. The first thing that comes out is her cup, which anybody who's seen movies like that would feel like, oh, you get it. That's such a victorious moment. But another thing I want to tell you is that I often think about Billy Butcher. When I see this, there is a movie. Oh, what was it called, guys? Does anybody remember that movie? It's not Halloween Town. Oh my goodness. It's one of my favorite movies. I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. It's so obvious. It's a popular movie. I'm tripping. It's not even like a Disney movie. Guys, what's the movie with the witches? You know the witches. Amok, 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 amok. All right, anyways, whatever. There's a guy who's raised from the dead. And if I'm not mistaken, that's how they have him kind of come out of the ground to, like, for the scare factor. It's just like all of a sudden it's like, ah. And so I'm thinking about this Billy Butcher guy, and I'm thinking about the divine feminine kind of being raised. And I think this says divine feminine. There is so much that focuses on the divine masculine coming through ascension. Divine masculine is going to do the work. They're going to be amazing. They're going to grow. They're going to become the emperor. They're going to do such a good job. And we focus so much on them because in all reality, that's what you want to know. Most of you don't come here to hear about you. You come here to hear about DM and reunion. So again, the nature of watching content like that is forgetting about yourself, missing out on opportunities for self-love, but also, where am I in all this? Divine feminine readings really don't hit hard enough if they don't say, by the way, reunion. If there's not something about the DM in them, y'all don't watch. As much as people might say they want it, every time I do one, nobody watches. But that means that so many of us miss out on this truth. That just because that's not what we're here to see, that doesn't mean that that's not a part of it. We are just as much a part of this journey, a part of this growth. Sometimes we have to be reminded the other way, right? You're not the only twin flame on the journey, divine feminine. Your DM's a twin flame too, so you can't always look down on them and blah, 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 blah. But today it's like, no. What you need to know the most, and it's so funny because these two cards, I connected them when we did our first canvas, and now Ace and 9, 10 of Cups together, and isn't that what was here? Yeah. So it's like what you have to know is that your DM is not the only one getting blessed and seeing things happen in their life and being transformed. You're just in a little bit more control of your experience because you're aware of it and you're an active participant. But that doesn't take away the glory and the beauty and the splendor of your ascension. And everything that you're learning and growing through and having to deal with and strengthening yourself and all of that, not letting it get to you, it doesn't feel important now. Maybe a little bit, right? But you know when it's going to matter? When you get into that first fight with your divine masculine and you realize, if I had had this fight as the me 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, maybe 6 months ago, we would not have survived that fight. It's going to happen when the first crisis occurs in your relationship for both of you, and you're able to stand firm and guide your divine masculine with your strength and show them how to do the same. What you've been through, what you've put up with, what you've prepared yourself for is not in vain. And the most important thing you need to know is that you will have a chance to love them. You will have a chance to connect and show them and help them heal and all the things that it's like a dream to do it. Guess what? after they heal in March, that's going to be their dream too. They're not going to look at love and relationships as something that can only be achieved once you first become perfect. No, not anymore. They're going to understand that it's totally normal and okay to build from scratch, from nothing together. So don't think that this is in vain. Don't think this is a waste of your time. And if you feel that way, I tell you, walk away, leave the journey. And I say that hopefully knowing you've been listening the whole time and you heard what I said before about that you actually can't if you're on a true twin flame journey. But leave, walk away. That way you don't develop bitterness. Bitterness turns into contempt, and contempt is the leading cause of divorce. You cannot come back from contempt. I'm finding that out the hard way as I try to reflect on loving people from my past. I just can't, guys. And I've forgiven them. I'm not even mad, but I just can't see a way out of that feeling. I can love them from afar, but up close, I know that the contempt would come right back. That's not the case here. You and your divine masculine have a connection that goes beyond all that. So do yourself a favor, divine feminine. Maybe do an affirmation. If you're interested, I'd be happy to give you a quick little task, little exercise. Now, if you've never heard me talk about this, don't click away halfway through and you get excited and not listen to the whole instructions, all right? I'll tell you when I'm done and then you can do it, okay? I always recommend people do something called a fear letter. And given that this motherfucker is here, little devil, little bastard, I'm going to say you probably should do this if this reading and any, especially the second parts of this really resonated, but you're like, why am I struggling to sit in that and really act like I believe it every day? I recommend doing what I call a fear letter. Now, a fear letter requires 2 steps, 2 very important steps, and you must do it all in one sitting. So you'll get out 2 pieces of paper or maybe open up, a Word document or whatever, however you're going to write this stuff down. But if you're going to do paper, definitely do separate paper, okay? So on one sheet of paper, you're going to write number 1 through 10. And you're going to write down your top 10 fears about what you are afraid of with reunion. I'm afraid we're not going to end up together. I'm afraid that they're not actually my person. I'm afraid whatever it is, right? Any of the stuff that's come up that just lingers, or even maybe just today. I don't normally feel like this, but today I feel like it's just never going to happen and that twin flames aren't even real. Rah, rah, rah. Okay, well, do a fear letter. Write it down. Grace, well, how do I answer that? Well, I write those down and then I go to my other sheet of paper. Okay. And on that one, I write 1 through 10. And for everything I wrote in fear, I am going to write an affirmation confirming the truth. Okay. So if I write down, I don't know if we're going to be together, but I believe in my heart in reunion this lifetime, I could just write that down. I know reunion happens this lifetime for twin flames. If I think, oh man, it's going to take forever. I know though that divine has my best interest at heart. So I could write down, I know that I am going to come into union at the perfect divine time, and I am going to accept that timing. And I can trust that it will be perfect and beautiful. And look, you might not really believe that yet. You might be like, that sounds good, but what the... Honey, you're making an affirmation list to combat your deepest fears. You might not believe every one right away. Some of them, though, you're going to go, oh yeah, what was I thinking? Duh, I already know this. So again, when I used to tell people to do this, I would tell them, if you have like a fireplace or somewhere very, very safe, then you can destroy this original one with all your fears on it. At the very least, just throw it away. Get rid of it. Do not keep it. Okay. And again, don't start here and then walk away from the paper and be like, I'll finish that activity later, even though Grace explicitly said not to. It has to be done together. So make sure you carve out, 30 minutes or an hour, however long you think it's going to take you. For me, it would take me 15 minutes because I'd just be like, bleh, with my brain. And then it's like, oh, look, it's all there. Whatever it's going to take, do both, throw the other one away, and read this to yourself at least one time. And if you really want to really let it stick, read it in the mirror. Look yourself in the eyes. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go, dang, man, Why am I having so much trouble? What would possess me to watch as much twin flame stuff as I watch, to pursue this, to hold space? I'm not dating, I'm not whatever your situation is, right? What would possess me to do these things and then also walk around with a mind full of doubt and not think that's going to drive me crazy? What would possess me to not do this thing whenever I'm afraid? You know how many fear letters I have? Well, I don't have the fear letter, but what I do have is at least 6 or 7 from, I had a pad of paper that I took to work, 6 or 7 where I was at work. I was a substitute. I was freaking out. I was freaking out, man. And I wrote down all my fears, and I write my letters to God. I don't really do it like a list. I actually write a letter, and I'm like, dear God, I'm scared. Me and Mr. Lightwork aren't going to work out, and blah, blah, blah. And then I would go through, and every single sentence, I would come back directly with the equal and opposite truth and the facts about the situation. And for me, like, again, this might not ring true for everybody, but for me as a Christian, it was really easy for me to realize, like, look, my God has my back. I don't have to stress that. So I don't know how to frame that for everybody. But some of you really believe the universe has your back. Some of you really believe that, all things work out for good people, or whatever it is. Some of you believe in reunion this lifetime, and you may not believe in anything else, but that is real for you. Whatever it is, you've got to figure out why you keep forgetting what you know to be true. And I love the fear letter exercise for that. Also, sometimes we've never worked through it. Sometimes the fear letter is the first time we actually have a chance to sit with our fears, okay? So there's some free coaching for you, okay? I've been doing, life coaching and marriage counseling and relationship therapy and personal therapy. I have a psychology degree, guys. I've been doing this for like 15 years. When I give you an exercise, do it, you know what I mean? Especially like a quick one, because it's probably helpful. And if you hear me recommending it for multiple years and you haven't done it, there's probably a reason divine keeps having you hear that in the back of your mind. So just know, if you're willing to kind of take a 10 of swords, 10 of cups approach and really break it down and then help to build yourself back up with exactly what you need, that's going to give you a lot than any reading can give you. I can't address you directly in that way, but you can help yourself. Please consider it. All right, this was a lot, and I just realized I have no idea how long I've been going because YouTube changed my setup, and it doesn't actually, the time is now in the middle of which is covered. Like, I can't see, just so you know, also, I can't see my screen. I can only see like a little edge of it because I have my phone in like a holder, and the phone screen is like that. So I can't actually see anything. So if you ever like, I can't see the cards, I'm so sorry. It's just that I don't know that. I'm so sorry. But okay, here's the thing I will say. I have to suggest the New Wave Prophecy. I will say that the download that I received today confirms to me that this is not just some little thing for our tribe. I don't know if can you hear that? Yeah, I've been crying, like incessant, not even crying, because crying sounds like I was crying. Like, have you ever had a moment where tears were flowing down your face, but you didn't know, maybe you didn't even notice, or you didn't know why? So that's my spiritual gift. This is going to sound weird, but some of you get it, especially those of you who grew up in the church. Laughter and tears are my spiritual gift. That's how I know God is in the room, okay? I'm just letting you know right now. I am going to make sure I make the New Wave stuff available to people on a separate channel somewhere else. If you find it, you find it. But if you want the full course or you want a full video, I'm not putting those out on the internet like that. If you've watched them, you know the information is too important to just be given to people who are going to get confused. You have to be in the right place to receive it. So I will also say that, but I have to recommend it. At first I was like, I don't know exactly who this is for, so I really don't want to push this on anybody, but I'm telling you right now, if you didn't think that the reunion journey toolkit was helpful, I get it, right? It didn't bring your DM back, okay? I understand. I thought that the reunion journey toolkit was the most important thing I've ever done for the Twin Flame Collective. I believe that long after I'm gone, if the Twin Flame Collective can find that toolkit, I have to figure out how to get it like onto the internet properly. I believe that it will change the course of every Twin Flame's life forever. But a lot of people don't want to take an assessment, and I understand. That's fine. A lot of people don't want to know the spectrum for the partners. I get it. That's okay. But you do need to know that you are being influenced by energies beyond your own birth chart. You do need to know that you are a part of a collective of people beyond this one and the other ones you think you know about. You are a part of something massive. You need to know that if you are hearing this and believe you're going to come into reunion in this generation, you are a part of the third wave of this current generation. I'm sorry, the fourth wave of this current generation, which means you have to build something. You have a spiritual job to do, and you might not even know that. That's why you're tired when you wake up, because you've been working your ass off in your sleep. Some of you need the information, and you think that I talked to a client the other day, and she mentioned, matter of fact, are you here? I want to actually ask her some questions, to be honest, because the download I received today is making me go, wait a minute. But she thought when I was talking about April 8th that there was going to be something like, like a bomb goes off, a volcano erupts, and I was like, no, the information I thought I was getting was that it was spiritual. Well, now I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I think it might be bigger than I thought it was. And Mr. Lightwork kind of freaked out on me today because he's like, you're not taking this very seriously. And I'm like, I thought I was taking it seriously. He's like, but you can't doubt yourself. You can't doubt this. And then look what's happening. The signs, the things, it was off the charts. Again, he came up with something. I can't even explain it. I can't. So if any of that was like, holy shit, I've been searching for that the entire time I've been a twin flame. Why didn't anybody tell me there was something more? The new wave prophecy. Okay. And again, if there's anybody here, or if you watch this later, if there's anybody in the comments who made it all the way to the end and you're willing, just put a little hand up. I got the new wave prophecy. I'm just whatever you want to share about it. I got to figure out how to get it to the collective properly, guys. I'm still struggling with it. So again, I'm not used to this kind of stuff. My prophecies, until I reached this point in my life, my prophecies were always instant in the face of a person who would be shocked and just shook. and the things I would tell them, the things I would say, they would freak out. They'd be like, how do you know these things? I thought that was my gift. Just one-on-one. Hey, this is for you. This is what you need to know, whatever. I've never done anything like this, nothing this big. And I don't even know. So I just wanted to kind of make that clear. Yes, I'm still doing personals. My booking list is actually clear. I've got a couple I'm going to send out tonight. Yes, I have calls available this week. I have calls every Wednesday and Thursday right now at this time. Those are my call days from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are like an Aussie, just plug those times in, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. Really, it's like 6 p.m. is the last appointment, okay? But if you are willing to get up early, I can talk to you. And if you're in Europe, if you're willing to kind of stay up late, or, pretty much anybody, if you've got like lunch hour, I can talk to you. Because I've been getting a lot of people saying, hey, I'm not sure if we'll actually be able to. I tried to make my hours the best possible for as many people as possible. So if you want to talk to me this week, I'm booking up for this week as we speak. Thefierygrace.com, look for phone calls or tarot sessions. If you want to get a reading from me, look for recorded personal. My daughter, sorry. My daughter was murdered in a dirter. I'm so sorry. I couldn't stop myself. I don't know if anybody gets my jokes half the time. But anyways, recorded personal readings. The last thing is the exclusive I have. And again, I highly recommend the New Wave Prophecy. So that's everything I got. If you made it all the way to the end, leave a sword or two swords in the comments. Leave a sword of clarity and freedom for your divine masculine to help them fight through the energies of this challenging beginning that they're facing. And one last time, especially for those of you who are about to make a purchase right now but missed this earlier, if you make a purchase of 1111 or more, or a donation on my website, it has to be on my website, okay? I am sending out golden tickets this season. I don't know what to call it. I am doing a giveaway right now. I know I haven't told you guys the prizes, have I? There are 5 prizes. Let me see if I can get to my website fast enough. thefierygrace.com. Okay. And then where's the search button? Search. Okay. Search for giveaway. Okay? Here we go. Golden ticket giveaway. So the 5 prizes are, here we go. There is a tarot call, a 60-minute, so a 1-hour tarot call. So we would do a reading over the phone. There is a 60-minute phone call, so no tarot, we just talk. And you could just do like a normal coaching session. You can vent. You can do whatever you need to do, or you can even do a business call. If whatever you want to turn that phone call into is fine. I also have a 30-minute recorded tarot reading. And then the reunion resolution package, which is the reunion journey toolkit and the road to reunion coursework. Okay. And then the last thing is a secret package that I forgot I wasn't supposed to tell people about, but I guess I'm going to tell them anyways. It's called the Around the World package. It's 21 videos. Okay. It includes the annual exclusive package. So there's 8 readings for 2024. And then the New Wave Prophecy catalog, which is 13 videos. Okay. So the Around the World package, when you go to services and you look at the February reunion special, a lot of people don't know there's a drop down. And there's the Around the World package. So if any of you are like, wait a minute, there's a way that I can get the reunion, the annual readings and I can get the New Wave Prophecy together. Yup, I can send it to you here. And I think this is like, what is this, 1/5 of the total? It's a really super special sale, and I know no one's really at the end here, so I don't mind telling you guys. I never tell people that there's bonus stuff. I just like people to find it. I don't know. I feel that's kind of how I do stuff, and it might bother people, but I already feel like I do enough selling. Like when I have to tell you guys about my stuff, I know it bothers people. So why am I going to sit here and be like, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this? This is like the most I've done in a long time, but I wanted you all to see it. So I hope that helps. If you make an $11 purchase or more on my website or donation between January 1st, 2024, January 11th, 111, and 3/3, March 3rd, email me your mailing address, okay? As long as you're willing to send me your address, which I will not use again because I do not have stamps like that, y'all. But it's true. And as long as you're willing to send a selfie proving to the collective that a real person won, because I don't want anybody trying to say that we don't do our giveaways around here. I think that's very disrespectful. So now because of that, peoples, I got to have the tribe take pictures to prove that I'm really doing giveaways. Why would you not believe me? My love language is gifts. You know how many people lecture me about not doing giveaways? Stop doing giveaways. Stop giving so much stuff away, Grace. You're overextending yourself. And then on the other side, it's, you're not even really giving the stuff away, is it? It's just a trick. What is wrong with the internet, y'all? Okay. Grace vent over. I love you. If you made it this far, please, my dear, put a sword, and don't forget to put your comment signature in the comment section below because I'm about to do the drawing in a few days. I'm going to get out of here. I love you. I'll talk to you later.